I'm sorry, I just told you.
You're pregnant, yes.
And you just asked me...
Who the father is.
What kind of question is that? You're the father. Richard, this is what we've been hoping for, praying for, a child of our own.
The child
an heir
can't
to
be
this...
mine, Cassie. It cannot be mine.
Of course it's yours.
It cannot be. When we visited Dr. Weymouth, after you had undergone all your fertility tests, Dr. Weymouth called me. He wanted me to undergo some tests of my own. The tests proved that I'm infertile, Cassie. I can't have children. A specialist in New York confirmed it.
When did you go to New York and have tests?
When I told you I was going to visit my old polo instructor, I visited Dr. Holt instead.
You can't be sterile. You and Reva have Jonathan.
That was 8 years ago. Something obviously has happened since then. I've been exposed to some chemical or some virus. And whatever the cause, Cassie, the point is, I am physically incapable of having children.
You went to doctors in San Cristobal and New York City, and you got all this information, and you never said anything to me about it?
I was hoping that my condition could be reversed. I didn't want to worry you until I had more facts. But none of that matters now, does it?
Richard, I'm telling you, it is impossible. I am pregnant. I'm pregnant. How can I be pregnant if you're sterile?
Well, I know, but here, read this. It's a goodbye note from your bodyguard. Perhaps it might jog your memory.
Why is Rourke doing this? I thought he was my friend. I trusted this man with my life. Why is he pulling a stunt like this?
It can be very disorienting, you know, when you discover that someone you have trusted has been deceiving you.
You can't possibly think.
Think. You wouldn't know what I think, Cassie. You were constantly caught in compromising situations with the man. He was caught gambling diamonds that you gave him for, and I'm quoting here, for services rendered.
I didn't give him the diamonds,
He leaves this
Richard.
heart-rendering note for you here, and then he disappears. And then you show up here and you tell me that you're pregnant when I know for a fact that I cannot possibly father a child. What do you want me to think?
I would think that you would trust the word of your wife, who you know and love. Not some insinuations from a complete stranger who is obviously a con artist or a nutcase. We're being set up, can't you see that? Pretty good, too. Which makes me think that Rourke is not acting alone. Someone put him up to this. Someone who wants to drive a wedge between us. Now, who and why, I'll leave up to your imagination, but they're doing a bang-up job.
That's all you have to say, and that's your defense of this letter, the diamonds, and everything else was all a setup.
My defense?
It's all right, Cassie. You don't have to deny it. I know I'm sterile. All right, so the child that you are carrying cannot be mine. Or can you explain that?
I don't have to explain anything, Richard. I told you the truth, what I know. I am pregnant, and it is your child. And as for the rest of this garbage, you can straighten it out yourself. And when you do, then I'll speak to you.
Am I interrupting? Richard? You two are arguing. Is it a letter about Rourke?
It's worse than that. Cassie's pregnant.
But you... Oh, good Lord.
You know, I'm wondering how all this happened, Edmund.
Yes, I don't blame you.
Yeah. And after the events of the past few years, with all that you have done, what you did to Reva, what you did to my son, Jonathan, How you've tried to undermine Cassie and me at every turn. How you tried to sabotage our wedding. You know, it pains me to say this, but I can't help but draw the obvious conclusion.
You think I had a hand in this? That I somehow... What? Engineered your sterility? I'm only human, Richard. All right, fine. I did it. While you were sleeping in the garden, I stole up upon you and in the porches of your ear did pour a magical potion and voila! This is not a joke! No, it certainly is not! I thought we'd have passed all of this. The mistrust and the suspicion. Apparently, I was wrong.
Between us was over for good, but it's not, is it?
My crimes against you and the state have been so heinous that whenever something goes wrong now or in the future, I become de facto the prime suspect.
I don't want it that way.
Oh, really?
Edmund, listen to me. And hear me well. Now, if you have something to confess, now is the time to do it. Now, Edmund, before this goes any further. Do you hear me?
Richard, I'm terribly sorry to burst your bubble of righteous indignation, but this is bloody absurd. Just mechanically speaking, explain to me how it could be possible that I am the cause of your medical situation, short of assaulting you with the aforementioned potion, of course, which everyone knows is my signature technique. How could I have done it?
I don't know.
And as far as Rourke is concerned, did I choose him as Cassie's bodyguard? No. You and Cassie chose him. You and Cassie chose him because he was fun. And point of fact, I was the one who had reservations about the man because I knew him to be a womanizer.
Yes, well, that could have been a genuine concern on your part. Or it could have been yet another ploy, Edmund. Yet another ploy for you to look innocent now.
So now I'm not only capable of engineering, orchestrating your sterility, but your wife's infidelity as well? You give me far too much credit, brother. And yet not enough. Because quite frankly, if I had wanted to compromise Cassie, I wouldn't have needed to delegate the job.
All right, then, let's go over this point by point. First, Weymouth, Dr. Weymouth. Now, could someone possibly have gotten to him?
Oh, you mean being blackmailed or threatened in some way? I doubt it.
You doubt it, but it's not inconceivable, is it?
But it was Weymouth who encouraged you to get a second opinion from Dr. Holt. Why would he have done that?
I don't know.
He
We
was part of a scheme.
don't know. So that's one area we have to investigate, all right? The medical situation. Weymouth and Holt. I'll personally visit both of them. Now, on to Rourke. Could he have... could he have been a plant or something?
Again, it's possible. We did a thorough background check on him. His credentials were impeccable.
Credentials can be forged, all right? So let's do another investigation on Rourke. And someone may have missed something the first time round.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, that brings us to the diamonds from Cassie's garter. All right? Now, let's give Cassie the benefit of the doubt. Let's suppose that she did not give the diamonds to Rourke. How else could he have gotten his hands on them?
They were in the safe. The only other person who had access to the safe, besides Cassie,
Jenny.
would be Jenny. Of course, Jenny.
All right, so Jenny could be involved. Knowingly or unknowingly. All right, that gives us 4 avenues to pursue. Jenny, Rourke, Weymouth, and Holt. All right? Well, come on, Dexy, let's go.
Yes, of course, right away.
Richard?
Yes.
I'm terribly sorry about this.
Go away, Richard. I can't deal with this anymore tonight.